So I've got a problem, haven't I? And the problem is I'm on tag, right? I'm on tag from 8 o'clock in the night till 8 o'clock in the morning, and I've got 1,000 Garys. What am I supposed to do with them? And each one to go and spin them for me, don't I? So I get to my mate, I'm like, listen, lad, do you want to do this? He's like, yeah. So because he's giving me like this false hope, right? I've then just started spending what job I did having opened the microwave, what I'd left and all that. So my dough's dwindled, so he gets to Friday and he phones me, he's like, oh lad, I can't do it, I've got to go somewhere. I'm like, are you messing, lad? So I'm on tag, aren't I can't do it. So I'm like, and it's too late to phone anyone else, do you know what I mean? I'm like, lad, are you messing? You've let me down at like fucking 9 o'clock in the night, lad. He's like, oh lad, I'm sorry about that. I'm like, tomorrow's everyone. He's like, yeah. So I'm thinking, do you know what? I need to get off this tag, you know, that's what I'm going to do. Like, if I breach it, then I'm going to get recalled, aren't I? And I was in for 11 months, got out on the tag, I'm on the tag for like 3 months. So if I breach it, you're getting recalled, aren't you, straight away? And you've got to go and do like 13 months in jail, defo, take away whatever you've done on the tag. So that's just not even an option, that's a silly option, isn't it? So I'm like, so I'm thinking, and I'm thinking in my head, what if you've got a job though? What if you've got a job of a night in a bar? Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? So the next night comes Saturday and I've got this thing in my head now, right now. I haven't got a computer or a printer or nothing in the house, and I can't write it by hand because it'll just look silly, won't it? So I'm thinking, do you know what, a library, definitely go to a library. I'm thinking, can you even do that? Do you know what I mean? So Saturday comes, he lets me down again, and then I found out the little rat went out anyway with a different group of mates, and I'm like, so that just means you're the shit house, you didn't want to do it and you were lying. Why are you lying? Why say it? Why even bother? Yeah, because you're a bellend, lad. So now I've got no dough left, I've got about 35 quid to my name left, and no way of making money, right? I've got no car, I'm on the tag. What are you supposed to do? So Monday comes, mate, I'm up in the morning early, right? Soon as my tag comes off at 8 o'clock, boom, I'm out and about, going to get a scan and all that, right? I lent a bar, I won it off me ma. So obviously my ma's helped me, she knows the situation I'm in. So I've lent a one it off me ma, go and get to brekkie, and then go to the library at 9 o'clock, 9:05. I'm just on the library on the computer, just like type on words, boom, writing this letter from Edwards in Matthew Street. Offering me a job. Now, the job it's offering me was not real. If they try and check it out, they're going to nick me for fraud, because not only am I lying about it, I'm going to now go to a solicitor's and try and get him to get me a court date to review the curfew, do you know what I mean? Court has to change the order, a judge has to change the order, you can't just change it, do you know what I mean? You've got to go to court for it. So now, I've got this letter, right, and I'm thinking, yeah, so I said to the one in the library, what do you reckon on that? And she's like, that's good English, because I was good in school and I'm not stupid, you know what I mean? I was a clever kid, right? So I'm on it. So I wrote this big boss letter offering me employment, right? And the start date is 2 Fridays from the next Friday. So it's Monday now, right? So I'm thinking, by not this Friday, next Friday, it'll have been ushered through, because they can do that if it's a work and all that. So I'm like, son, so straight away, onto my brief, boom. He's like, well, here's what you got to do. I said, son, I've got the letter of employment now. He's like, all right, son, mate, son. He's like, is the company details on it? I said, everything's on it, mate. I said, they've just sent me it. He's like, all right, son. So go and get an envelope, right? And he gets one of these stickers out the post office, and he can print it. So the post office have printed my name on this sticker and put it on the letter. So I've got the letter, and then I've opened it, you know, like as if I've opened the letter. Sound, what more do you want, mate? What more do you want? Right? And where the stamp goes, I've ripped it as if like I've ripped it open that way, you know, so like you can clearly see that there's no stamp on it, because normally when a letter comes, there's a stamp with it, like the normal stamp, but then like another stamp over it, you know what I mean, as it says it's been posted. So I was aware of that. So my brief's like, all right, sound, I'll run it through for you. So I get a letter about a few days later saying you've got a court date, sound, magistrate, sound. So it goes to court, right? And as it goes to court, boom, yeah, the judges are looking at it like that, and he's like, all right, son, we're going to change your tag, right? Listen to this. So from Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I'm only on the tag from 8 in the morning till 8 in the night, yeah? Boom, sound. The rest of it stays the same, 8 in the night till 8 in the morning. We are flying. So I've ended up partying just in the house, you know, like while I'm on the tag and that, because it hasn't been changed yet. There's a certain day when it's going to change and it activates from, do you know what I mean? So he said, okay, so the Friday when I start work, that's the day when it activates, you know what I mean? So I'm still on tag, right, overnight until that day when I go to work, right? So I ended up just like eating a few Garys, you know, like here and there with a few lads, having a little party and all that. So I've got my mate back. I'm like, not that mate, a different mate, right? The original mate who sold out the first, he's back on the scene now. So I'm like, listen, now we've got this, we've got that. He's like, how many tablets? I said, we've got probably got about 850 tablets left, you know what I mean? Because I was giving them to everyone as you do, you know what I mean? Little parties in the house and that. And then when everyone was going to town on the weekend before it, they were all coming to mine. man, like, you know what I mean? There'd be taxis outside, man, like 2 bells and all this, decks on, all this, just party. Everyone fuming on me, neighbours all fuming on me, right? Get on this, right? Get on this. So next door neighbour to where he used to live, right? She used to hate me. She was an old woman. I was our ass, but she used to hate me because I have the decks on, right? And she used to knock the noise, right? So then, listen to this. Busies come, right? Busies come. So he makes like, lad, there's busies. I said, what? He's like, lad, there's busies. I'm like, shh, everyone, shut the door. Busies knock. All right, mate. I'm like, all right, mate. Like, I'll report. I'm like, no chance here, lad. Now, this was a regular thing, this all the time. So you might have heard this before, but it was a regular thing every week, right? So I'm like, so the busies shut the door and all that. And then he makes like, lad, they've gone and all that. I'm like, son, next thing, mate, you there's a knock on the window. And we were waiting for the people. I've looked out the window and it's been the busy. He went, open the fucking door now. What had happened is, he told his mate to drive away. So we've seen he's gone. But then he waited there. The cheese go back on. Ends up getting a letter from the environmental health and everything. So, it was horrible, you know, it was horrible, mate. It's just like getting threatened where you're going to have to fucking get evicted and all that, you know. You break it, shut up anyway. So, anyway, let's get back to it. So now let's fast forward until the Friday when my tag has been removed, right? So I'm on tag from 8 in the morning till 8 in the night, starting on this Friday. Boss, so I'm just sitting there, mate. I'm happy to have stayed in bed all day, do you know what I mean? I've been on Gary's and that the night before, stayed in bed, gets up about 3 o'clock and I'm just like, yeah, just getting all my stuff ready and all that. And you know what? I never had a pot of piss in, right? I had about 20 quid. But I had all these tablets, so I thought, sounds what you need dough for, yeah? So I thought, you know what? I fell in the shop next door, there's a shop next door to where I was, right? And all I'd do is I'd phone him and he'd bring whatever I wanted to the door, you know, like, because he knew I was on the tag in there. So I'm like, what's that? A bottle of vodka, lad, and a bottle of coke. He's like, yeah, son, lad, son. I'm like, can I pay you tomorrow? He's like, go ahead, son, because he was signed. He knows I'm not going nowhere, I'm on the tag. But he was signed me, right? He was like that, he was proper signed. And Tim, his name was, so big shout to Tim, right? If you get on my voice, you know I am. Big shout to Tim. This was years ago, so he's probably fucking dead by now. But Tim was a belter, mate. He used to proper box me, scran and all that, just whenever I wanted to be like, you'll be all right, like, because before I went to jail, I used to be proper sound with him, do you know what I mean? So he knew, like, I just, you know, so the bill had come to like 16 quid, I give him a score, see you later, lad. So he knew I was sweet for it, you get what I mean? And when I went missing, he's like, I missed you, lad, you know, like, I know, I'm going into one there, but I'm just trying to, like, explain to you how sound I was with people around me, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm alright with people, do you know what I mean? I'm not a rat and I don't think I'm anyone, but it shows, like, when you'll do favours for people, because then they'll do them back for you, do you know what I mean? So anyway, gets all ready, gets the Gary's, puts a few little tens in skins, like swizzles, puts them in down my bills and all that, and a little big clippy bag with like the little slash in it, you know, the script. And my mate comes reads us the same, right? We are proper packing, right? We are packing. Now you've got to remember, I'm still on the tag. I've got a tag on, right? If I get caught with these Gary's, I'm getting recalled and sent straight back, right? My feet wouldn't even touch the floor. And normally, if you get nicked with like anything like that, and you're on the tag, then you get your sentence consecutively, don't you? So if you get like 6 months for the tablets, they'll recall you. You'll do your 13 months, what you had left to do, take away, say, about 6 weeks or a month of being on the tag. So let's just say you do a year, and then you do your other sentence again. Do you know what I mean? So you'd end up doing 18 months if you got 6 months for the Gary's. So I've got to be careful about that. So he makes like, lad, I'll carry them. I'm like, shut up, lad, I'm sad, I'm not arsed, lad. It is what it is, I'm going all in. So he goes out and listen to me now. We absolutely smashed it, right? We cleared easy grand, and I was just like, lads, we're flying. So he goes back to a party as well. Now I've got to be back in the house by 8 o'clock, do you know what I mean? So in a party at like 5, clearing up, just smashed it. We end up with about 15 son, right? So I'm like, yeah, get some man, so we get some man. I'm like, what should we do? He's like, well, half it was his dough, right? I'd take away what I'd spent on the Gary's. So he's like, well, what do you want to do? I said, lad, should we buy a car? He's like, what? I said, should we just buy a car with this dough? He's like, what are we getting for that? Now, back in them days, you could get an alright little car. So I'm like, yeah, we'll just get a proper alright little car. So he's like, what should we get? I said, I don't know. So we had a little look around, and it used to be in the paper, like the Echo and all that. I think it was a Thursday or a Wednesday. You'd have like classifieds for cars and all that. So we spot this little XR2i, right? Oh, mate, listen to this, right? So we ended up buying this black XR2i, right? Now, on an XR2i, you notice you have spotties on it. So I thought, take them spotties off so it doesn't look bang on. So now we've got this little black XR2, right? None out of 4. And when I say none out of 4, what I mean is no license, no insurance, no tax, no MOT, right? In them days, they couldn't take your car off you. So it was just producer essentials, you know what I mean? You'll know that. But Like, we used to be buzzing if we had a car with like 2 out of 4, which was like tax and MOT. Because back in them days, if you bought a car with tax, it was a tax disc, so it'd be taxed for as long as it was. Now if you buy a car, you've got to tax it yourself, and it's all different, obviously, as you know what I mean. There was no AMPRs, there was none. So we're just thinking about what we're doing. We're flying now, we're just flying now. We're in cars and all that, just firms up, right? Before me tag, before the weekend, right? I'm out from like 8 in the morning till 8 in the night, so we're just flying around in cars, doing bits, doing this, doing that, just getting ripped fives up, just causing proper chaos, right? Now, my mate said to me one day, come to mine, mate, lads, we go to, because we needed dough for petty, right? Because we were just like, we weren't asked about dough, so we'd all just throw in for petty. So there'd be like 5 of us, we all do like a flim in each, that's 25 quid. You were like out all day, even in an XR2, right? You know what I mean? Just flying, just like, yeah, proper flying everywhere, getting back for 8 o'clock and all that. And my mate he goes in his and he comes out, he's like, my sister's here. And he said, yeah, because I knew his sister, but she was in the army, she's in the Royal Logistic Corps. And she's come out, she's talking to me and all that. And she goes, yeah, look what I've got for you. And passes a blue siren, you know, a busy siren, what goes in your ciggy lighter. But it never had the noise to it. It was just like a busy siren, like what you see on films where you just throw it on top of the roof. It was one of them with a ciggy lighter on it. Yeah, so we had a sunroof anyway, but it made no light, it made no noise. So we just got in the car, right, and you know what I mean, it just ends up just going mad, right, and there's fucking get on this. So we've started being weird with it, plugging it in, and like, beeping at people, you know, in front of us, they'd move out the way, so we ended up just flying through, like, traffic jams and all that, right? It just got silly. It got to the point where we ended up pulling people, right? Just pulling hippies and all that, just stones, like, what have you got on you, lad? Do you know, like, I'm like, give me your weed now, and we won't nick you, mate, and people were giving us, like, Rocky and that, and we was like, you divvy and getting off, right? So, we ended up just, like, doing shit like that, and we were just overconfident with it. Right now, you've got to understand, this is impersonating a police officer. Oh, mate, get on it. So, goes back to town and all that. On the weekends, spinning Garys and all that, and then this time there was like 4 of us in the car, because when you're in the car, people will come to town, they're not asked then, you know what I mean? Yeah, we've got the car and all that, so I've got to like sort of half keep sample and bevies, and then when that's happened, you know, I'm not encouraging it, it is what it is, but, you know, it is what all these stories are fictional. I'm not even talking now, right? And this definitely didn't happen. So after time, we get out of town and all that, and we've got these birds, so the car's like sixed up, right? So I said to the 2 lads who were at the bed, yeah, we'll drop you off now, like, go on, Sam. So we dropped them off. Now I've got to be back by 8 o'clock. So we ended up going to this, like, you know, the marina in Crosby. We ended up going to the marina in Crosby, and there's 2 car parks. There's the first car park, and then there's the second car park. And by the second car park, it's like this power station, but now there's barriers there, but there never used to be. So you could drive over the grass, go down by like where the beach area was, and there's like a big, like, it looks like an old factory or something there, and you could just sit there and no one could see you from anywhere as long as your lights were off. So we're sitting there, right? I fell a kid, right? My mate's walking me up this bird in the past, my mate's in the back with some bird, and he's like, lad, mate, it was 7:45 in the morning. I'm like, are you messing? Shit, right? I've got to get back. How am I getting back? We are flying XR2, right? Just like, wah, 8 bells in the morning, right? So he gets home, by 10 past, the phone's blowing up on the tag box. I'm like, oh, mate, sorry, mate. The lecky went and all this, that. And I'm just like, hey, we're sending someone out. I'm like, all right, Sam. Mate, someone was there by 8:45, someone was there. And he was like, oh, yeah, Sam, mate, Sam. I was like, sorry about that, mate. He's like, yeah. So, you know, just proper blends it, do you know what I mean? So when the next Friday comes, right, my tag releases me, yeah. So 8 o'clock in the night on the Friday, I can go out again, but only I wasn't going to town, he wasn't selling tablets, we had no tablets left. So I just thought, you know, we'll just go for a little spin and all that. So me and the lads 5'd up in the car now, flying out of this XR2i with this busy siren. Listen to this, right? So we goes into Formby Woods, right, in the beach and all that, because it's pitch black and we're in the black car. Yeah, we turned the lights off as we were coming in, so we seized this car, and there's all that there, so we've got the windows down, right? The new car had come in because they could hear it, but they can't see what it is, so they're all like shooting part of it. So we've got our windows down, we can hear them talking, right, and you can just tell it's a story, right, because they're all arguing over whatever. So I said to him, mate, lads, can we get them? And he's going to me, yeah, defo, lad. I said, right, are you ready? He said, what? I said, here's what we'll do. I said, open the sunroof. So he's on the sunroof, we put this busy light on the sunroof, right, magnetised on it. So he's got his hands on the like, where the ciggy lighter goes, ready to plug it in. So I said to him, 1, 2, 3, go. So I've turned the engine on, turned the lights on, the blue lights on, Deep just fucking scattered into the bushes. This is it. So we've jumped out right there, just well gone, them all are just scattered, right? We've got in the car, we've got about 85 quid, right? We've got a bag of weed, we took the radio out of that car, it was a stoley anyway, you could tell it was snapped and capped, and we've just rinsed the car for everything, right? And then just got off. So we've gone to Sowie, right? It took us about an hour to get to Sowie, and then it's been banging because there's been plod everywhere, right? So we've ended up just jibbing in, coming back as we're on the bypass back to Liverpool, right? We get to about halfway from where the beach, where Formby Woods was, to where Liverpool is, and and we see these lads just walking down the bypass, right? So I've beeped, put the sign in and showed me, and he's just been like, lad. Listen. So then we're flying, and we get to by the dock road. Mate, get on this. As we get to the dock road, there's these two cars, and they're both talking, but they're not letting us pass, as if they're like fucking on one or something like that. So I went to the RP sign, so I put the busy sign on, right? Follows one of them and pulls them, get on this, right? Jumps out the car, walks. I'm like, what do you think you're doing? The both of them are off the bonnet. I'm like, you're being on something. As I turned around, the proper busy car has come behind and pulled me. Come over, man, what the fuck are you doing, mate? Obviously, he knows there's no XR2i with a busy sign on it. I'm like, with the lads in it. So the lads are always like, what? So the busy comes in, like, what are you doing? And he says, I know them. And he said to the lads, what's he doing there? The lads are like, he's just pulled us, lads. And I'm like, looking at them and say, you little grasses. But so the busy said to them, yeah, well, it's kidnapping. And I'm like, what? He's like, it's kidnapping, it's fraud, it's impersonation. You're under arrest, mate. You've got and I'm just like, shit. Listen, I'm on the tag. So the busy says, just want to make a statement. They're like, nah, we fuck, because they just want to go, because they're off the bar. Yeah, busy's nicked me, took me to the busy station, found out I'm on the tag, recalled me. I'm just like, you are shitting me, mate. Listen to me, I'm back in jail. I had to serve 11 months, right, of my old sentence, because I was on the tag for like 2 months. So it took it to like, I've served 13 months of my sentence, and I've got 11 months left. So I'm back in fucking jail for 11 months, right, with this charge pending on me. And I'm just like, oh my God. So my brief's just like, what the fuck have you done? I'm like, mate. So I get to visit off the brief in jail and all that. He goes to me, lad. He's going, you fucked. I said, why? He said, you fucked. He said, because they're going to try and do you fraud, kidnapping, impersonating a police officer. And I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, lad, well, just for impersonating a police officer, if it's just like for a joke and that, you can get like a caution. Yeah. He said, but you're not going to, because you had a police siren, you've pulled the car. That's kidnapping. You're holding people against their will. I'm like, are you fucking messing, mate? He's like, mate, no. And I'm like, oh my God, gets took to court to do plead guilty or not guilty, right? Who is it? The fucking same judge who I give the letter to. Oh my God. And he just looks at me. At first he looks at me and says, I know you. And then when they come in and give him the paperwork, he just looks at me. And I'm just like, oh, no way. And he's going, okay, well, this was on a night you were supposed to be in work. So I've let you, mate, I'm fucking devastated. So I've just pleaded not guilty, right? And obviously I'm remanded because I've got to go back there anyway. And I'm thinking, so he's remanded me for that, but I'm also in jail anyway. So the way he's done it, right? Because if he was to give me bail for that, then the time what he was going to give me wouldn't have went off my sentence. Do you see what I'm saying? But he never remanded me on it. Do you get what I mean? Because he's posed me as a flight risk anyway. So because I broke my curfew, my tag, he's remanded me, which works out boss for me. So the court date ends up being in about 3 months. So straight away, I'm already in jail anyway, aren't I? So I've done 3 months of my sentence, like concurrence. But the brief said to me, this won't be concurrent, mate. He said, the time you've saved will. He said, but it won't be. I'm like, what am I looking on? He's like, lad, he said, you can get anything up to like 2 years for it. I'm like, what? He's saying, lad, it's fraud, you've been paid. I'm just like, oh my God. And because I've got like theft from employer on me record anyway, which is the original sentence, it's like you can't be trusted. Lad, you're bouncing around on the tag, pulling people in a car with a siren, pretending you're busy. You are fucked. So the day the call comes, it's been 3 months, right? And I've been in jail for 3 months, like waiting for it, just thinking, wounded, proper wounded, right? So I goes to court and all that. So on the trial, right? Now, it wasn't a trial in the Crown. It was in the Magistrate, so they never referred to the Crown. So that means the most they can give you is a year anyway. So 12 months is the most that the Magistrate can give you. So if it was got referred to the Crown, yeah, it would have been well worse, wouldn't it? So it's just 3 magistrates now just airing me out, and you know, you can ask them to go to the Crown, but nah, fuck that, mate, because you know what they're like, the rats, aren't they? So I'm not going to the Crown, I'll just stay in the magistrates, yeah. So let's see what happens, yeah. So there's 2 birds and a fella, and the fella is the one who like let me off the tag. He's not happy with me, mate. So everything's getting read out, right, and the busy's there and all that, and the busy's just proper trying to nail me. He's just like proper exaggerating and all that, and he's saying like he didn't want to give a statement, but he had them there for over 20 minutes. I was just like, he's like, so there's the kidnapping all against the will, and the judge is looking at us to say, what are you on about, you blurt, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. So I'm just thinking, these are just proper trying the best to get me here. So it's gone on, so they've heard all this time, they've heard me solicitor and all, they've heard me, and I'm like saying sorry, and I was just a stupid mistake, and I was off that night, and I just got excited because I'd been, this, that, and he's saying to me, okay, well, you've got theft from employer, yeah, you've been jailed for that, you've been recalled on that. I was thinking, but in my head, I'm thinking, he can only give me a year. Do you know what I mean? So worst case, you give me a year, I'll do 6 months. Do you know what I mean? Worst case, so it is what it is. But think about how shit that is, mate. You got out on the tag, right, and you're going back, and you're going to end up serving more than you did originally. What a bellend. What did you learn? So the adjourns, he comes back, right, and he's like, okay, right, not guilty for fraud, not guilty for kidnapping, not guilty for holding against the will. Sound. But he found me guilty on impersonating a police officer with intent, right? But it wasn't aggravated. So I'm like, okay. So he's like, right, here's what we're going to do. He looks at me, right? In my head, I'm laughing, thinking, ha, 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 yeah, it's not on that. And he goes, no, what? And listen to this. He was like, have you seen like game shows where like, who wants to be a millionaire, where they answer the last question and then they hold before they tell them the answer? That's what he done to me. Mate, this is the proper parcel. He went to me, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a 12-month custodial sentence. And I was just like, oh, no way, I didn't even know you could get it. And he went, suspended for 2 years. Oh my God, he had me head up the wall, I shit myself. He says, and you've already spent 3 months on remand. So for that charge, right, if you do anything wrong from now until the 2-year limit comes up with that, then you're going to do 12 months. I'm going to send it to the Crown. I'm going to make sure it's consecutive on top of whatever the new charge is, just for being like that, and I've given you a chance. Now, look at me. I'm giving you a chance. Go and spend the rest of your sentence and reflect on your life, because you're going nowhere if you carry on like this. And I will write it down. If you ever come to the magistrate again, you'll come straight to me. So what he's done there, I can see what he's done there. He's calculated how long it's going to be for me to get out. And then he's given me like a couple, like 14 months after get out, where if I do anything wrong. So I know what he's done there, and I thank him for that, you know what I mean, in my head. So I'm like, oh, sound. So I was lucky there, but recalled for impersonating a police officer while you're on the tag. You couldn't write that shit, could you? You couldn't write that shit, mate, but it was hilarious. So anyway, so all my time gets all out in that, and I got leaded for that, even in jail, I got leaded for it, like, lad, you are mental. I'm like, I know, I just didn't think about it, lad. I just didn't think of the consequences, and I should have, but I didn't. So imagine the judge's face, like, he's letting me out on the tag, right, thinking I'm in work, and the next thing I'm getting brought in for impersonating a police officer while on the tag, on the night where I'm supposed to be in work. It could have been well worse, but I think age went for me and all that, right? So gets all that, and I'm done now. I'm done with crime. Well, I'm not obviously, but I'm done with all that shit, you know what I mean? So my mate's got me card and all that, sound. So comes out of jail, right, gets out and all that. I've served my sentence now, so I'm not even on the tag. I'm not on the tag, I'm just on probation, do you know what I mean? I've done all that, so that's it, the tag's gone. As soon as I get out, I'm out, you know what I mean? Gets out and all that, and I got out on a Thursday, right? So Thursday gets out by probably about 11 o'clock in the morning, right? Standing outside the jail with like all my artwork, like a wet one, all my letters and that. It's like, and he gave me like 50 quid, I think, something like that. So gets home and all that, phones this lad. I'm like, what's happening? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, what happened there? He said, everyone's sold us. I'm like, I don't know, lad, I don't know. So I'm like, I don't know. Phones the lad, like, lad, I've still got the car. He's like, oh, still got the car. I'm like, come bring me car, lad. XRT comes back, it's been fucking crashed about 10 times. I'm like, lad, he's like, I know, lad, I know. So it is what it is, we still got the car. So we ended up just flying around, getting tablets and all that. I've got the tablets and stuff, and we're going out, right? We're going out Friday night. So goes out Friday night in the car and just does the same again, just absolutely flying, right? Now the busies took the siren off us, obviously, do you know what I mean? And that was used in evidence. Come in with a siren in an evidence bag. I forgot to say that before, but it was hilarious, right? And everyone was just looking and saying, you fucking measure on the tag. So gets out, starts spinning out right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it in with the next episode, Rise This Goes, right? And it's going to come in heavy, right? So before I go, right, I'm going to leave it there now, because the next episode is a whole new chapter, right? So that's all, that's it. That was my earliest jail times and stupidity and lesson learned and all that. But the next one is where we're going to move up the ladder a little bit, right? So brace yourself for the next one. The next one's going to be sick, right? Now, before I go, I want to say, honest to God, I love all of you, right? Comment, type, share, I love you all. Honest to God, I do, I love you all. And what I'm going to do is, I've put an episode to Collide up, right? And it was about granddads and, the war and all that. So I've had an idea, right? Get on this for an idea. On the 11th of the 11th, at the 11th hour, I'm going to have a video, right? A trippy video. So all our granddads, Right, now, what I want you to do, if you want to be involved in it, you want to get your granddad or your dad, or just remembrances for anyone who's been in any war, because it was World War One first, wasn't it? And then they moved it to World War Two as well, and now it's any war at all since then. So if you want to be a part of it, anyone who you've lost, any fallen dads, mums, sisters, brothers who died serving in the army in any war at all that the UK's been involved in, and you want to get involved to give a little tribute, right? I've got an email address, scouserstories@gmail.com. It's not Scouse Stories, it's Scouser Stories. So make sure you type that in properly, scouserstories@gmail.com, right? Send me a picture. If you want to put the name, you can, but you don't have to if you don't want to. And a little tribute, what you want to say. Just keep it to a paragraph, right? So I can read it out. And if they've been in the SAS, don't mention that, because you're not allowed to, it's restricted. So just don't, if they have been in the SAS and you want me to know, just write *+1 and I'll know. Yeah, massive respect to everyone, right? So granddads, great granddads, dads, mums, sisters, brothers, anything at all, anyone who's fallen who you'd like to tribute on Scout Stories, it'll be locked on Scout Stories channel forever, as long as YouTube's going, and you can always look back on it and I'll make it special for you all right? So send me a picture, the name if you want to put the name up, and a little paragraph what you want to say, right? Send it to scouserstories@gmail.com, right? And I'll reply to you, right? So just say hello first, whatever. And then when I reply to you, because I'm doing 150 million things at once, I've got WhatsApp groups, there's 3 WhatsApp groups now. There's a members only version. If you remember, then there's videos there for you, and the member section's getting bigger and bigger, so we're going to do new things with that starting the 1st December. So if you want to be a member, you want to join, it's $1.99 a month. It wouldn't go any lower, and the videos that are on the member section are what YouTube wouldn't allow me to put publicly without moaning at me. So all the member videos are a bit heavier than normal. Now, $1.99 a month, yeah. Think about it. A pasty out of Greg's is $2.50 and it lasts 1 second. So I'm not greedy, I'm not here for money. I just have to separate it from the main channel, because that's why it's $1.99 a month. And out of that $1.99 a month, take away the charges and all that, I get like 62p. So a can of Coke's like 120. So I'm actually getting half a can of Coke out of it. Do you know what I mean? But that's not the point, because I'm not here for money. I'm here for you. I'm here for the people. I'm here for the channel. And this channel is special. So let's get ready to roll, yeah? Let's get the tributes out there. Say what you want to say and get it over to me on email, right? And the cut-off date is going to be the 5th of November, because it's going to take me ages to do it, right? So the cut-off date is Bommy Night, yeah? So Bommy Night is the cut-off date for all the tributes to be in. So if you want to be a part of it, or you want more info, then ask me in the comment section below, right? And that was Rise the Scouser. That was episode 4, right? First series, episode 4. Right now, we're starting new things on community as well, where you vote for what you want next, right? So have a little look about that, see what's going on. And that's me, yeah? Scouts, love yous all, yeah? Love yous all. And thank you for everything. This is our channel, not my channel, yeah? Without you, there's no me. Without me, there's no us, yeah? So thanks for that, yeah? Scouser out.